and then none there. So did we actually just get bailed out from the fact that we have two spices flows with corn of the market?
Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're going to be making Dune Imperium Digital even harder. And we're going to be doing this by playing Immortality without ever going to a yellow space. This is a difficult challenge because of the fact that experimentations cannot be used unless we find a graft card, or if we find Dispatch and Envoy, which are both very difficult to do, especially with the rows continuously getting blown up. We also did try to play this version of the game in X. However, that didn't go too well. I'm going to showcase you 3 games which it took me to end up completing this challenge.
So we started off the first game playing Ix and Immortality. Nothing too crazy on the row. There was some graft cards with experimentations, and this challenge originally actually just started off as no harvest. But eventually, I realized that if I'm doing no harvest, I might as well, play for the no yellow at all. So the first game, I actually ended up, allowing myself to play my experimentations to smuggling, as you can see here. And the first thing that you have to realize is that since we can't harvest any spice, we need to play a leader that can actually generate a spice. And the leader I picked here is Memnon. This game ended up going all right for me, simply because we ended up at least getting some sort of resources down the line. And as you can see, the first combat, it was spice, luckily for us. And well, we placed in the combat and we got some spice down, meaning we got some paths to like selective breeding, we got some paths to conspire. Also, the hardest part with playing no yellow, or trying to like at least not being able to harvest spice this whole game, is the fact that we don't have a conspire line. Like how are we gonna get Solari, right? Memnon needs High Council. Memnon needs also this atomics was insane because both Thylaxu Masters ended up showing up on the row. But anyways, ignore that. And let's continue. So Hundro ended up just, playing his normal cards. And this fight ended up going down pretty heavily. We ended up getting 1 spice for it, which wasn't the greatest value for us, obviously. But the good thing is we still have our Signet Ring left. So we can play our Signet Ring and then go from there. This combat finishes, we get our 1 spice, and we have our Signet Ring. So that's our only available card to actually, generate spice. And I believe we get blocked on smuggling, so we can't actually just smuggle down for Swordmaster. So we need to find a different line to actually get enough Solari to get Swordmaster. And that line was gonna be like Wealth or something, but first of all, great combat again, gives us some spice if we wanted to, get second. We want to get second or third here because the more spice we can generate, the better, so that we can, go conspire, we can do things. But Elise simply picks up Memo Quarters here. She starts going shipping, so she's not going to be entering the combat, which is great for us because we're at least guaranteed second here. So we just look through both Yuna and Elise's deck, and we can basically see that they're going to be contesting each other on shipping, which is good for us because it's better to have multiple people contest shipping when we're not the ones contesting it. So that's good for us. So we go selective breeding, and we think that maybe there's a chance that we, pick up a Thylaxu Master. Maybe there's a world. But as soon as we went to selective breeding to pick it up, it got blown up. So, but it's fine. We still ended up getting some other cards. Leah Kynes came off on the row, so that was nice. And well, yeah, we have two troops in the combat, so we're getting at least third. Actually, we're getting at least second, if not first. And it depends on what Hundro's intrigues are. Yep, Hundro does decide to deploy and simply take the combat from us. We reveal exactly enough to either buy Treachery or Leah Kynes. And I think early in the game, I think Leah Kynes was the better choice here, simply because I'm Memnon and eventually I want to get High Council. So maybe there's a world where I can maybe generate 2 Spiceless Slows. God, that was kind of like a thought in my head. Then we go on to round 3. Nothing too crazy from round 2. We ended up getting second in the combat as we had, expected. Yeah, Hundro ends up also trying to contest the alliance. The issue with this hand is that literally, if we get blocked on smuggling, we have no other way to, go to like harvest space. So we need to have instant access to like Siege or have access to both Arakeen and Karthag. So yeah, one of the things I did realize throughout the challenge is that getting Siege access is key because I need spaces to deploy into the combat. And unfortunately, we got blocked on smuggling, but luckily for us, Hanjo decided to take his turn back. So we got smuggling back, we got to experiment again, and we simply, I think what was this? Shipped down here, and then we just started getting our Solari for Swordmaster and whatnot. I decided to ship down here. I could have shipped up actually, and then shipped down next round. But the thing is, I realized I might not draw into both yellow and green because our next card is Signet Ring, and we also have a specific line where we can actually just go Signet Ring to Swordmaster, and then have enough spice to then generate for like I don't know, like a Conspire line or some sort of way where we can actually contest for the Emperor Alliance. Also, in general, we need High Council because we're Memnon. We get another bump from it. Also, we get passive persuasion, especially with Leokines. As long as we start getting some Fremen down, it's pretty good for us. But what comes off in the row? Scientific Breakthrough is there, but the thing is, that's kind of like our. If we get Scientific Breakthrough, it's a good card for us because it allows us to actually play our experimentations or actually allows it to experiment to non-yellow spaces, which is nice. But yeah, we pick up another Fremen card, Saidina, great card, and we pick up a Liaison with it because we have Leokines. So Saidina basically, with Leokines, we're real for 5 persuasion. Also, given that this combat is giving us water, we can actually end up playing Saidina to like selective breeding or playing Saidina to secrets or even still suits and get a point off of her like that. Because, well, our water isn't really going to be spent for harvesting, it's mainly going to be for a research station. So this combat goes down, we get our water, and we drew Leokines instantly, which is alright, but we kind of want to go like selective breeding here and start working on drawing our Fremens together. That was kind of the goal, and what happens? We go to Swordmaster first, yep, and now we have enough spice to go to selective breeding, meaning we can start trashing our daggers and then drawing into our Fremens. But yeah, we picked up Scientific Breakthrough, so now we actually have access. Also, Gola came off on the row. That's a key card to keep in mind of because there's a world where if we can play our experimentations enough, there is a world where we can get Gola Scientific Breakthrough off, and we would get a decent bit of points there. I mean, it's at least 2 points because you can trash both cards for a point. So here goes Hundro just buying his tech. We go to Mentad, we want to draw our cards. Luckily, we see our Scientific Breakthrough, so we can actually play it, get some more experimentations off. And the goal of that Mentad was to kind of like see more cards and eventually go to selective breeding so that we actually can trash. Also, we picked up Machine Culture, which is a great card for us because of the fact that there's restricted ordnance on the row. So if we can actually get to High Council, we might just Machine Culture for restricted ordnance. Because our spice situation is not looking too hot, so getting spice is going to be quite difficult. So we are never completing the bottom condition for Machine Culture, which is if you have 3 or more tech tiles, you get a point. But anyways, this combat is it's super interesting because technically maybe there's a world where we can go to Hardy Warriors and actually win it, but then again, this was a kind of a mistake from me because we drew Diversion. Diversion says that if you deploy 4 or more troops into the combat at one turn, we can actually just we can get another shipping bump. So given that this combat is giving us 2 shipping bumps already, we could have instantly gone up and gone down. So Hardy Warriors would have been a smarter play for all 4 troops, but it's fine. I think we can still win the combat with just going Hardy Warriors here. We deploy all of our troops in because we need to, because Unair decided to reveal 2 daggers, and luckily we pick up Siege Fremen Mother, which is a great card for us. Again, Fremen card, also Benny card, meaning we can go to selective breeding with it and trash 2 cards and just keep drawing into our Leokines and whatnot. So here we end up playing our experimentation. We get our bump, and I realize that we need to get siege access as soon as possible. Not even for the fact that we have Sidina, but we need to actually have places to go to. So we play our experimentation. We get our bump, and then now we can either play our Sidina to, since we have enough water, we can either go to selective breeding or secrets, and kind of start generating water through there, or not water, but start generating points through like the alliance and friendships from Bene Gesserit. The one issue with this deck is the problem of how are we ever going to get our spacing bumps, because, well, there isn't really like a direct line for us to go to spacing, and we're not really going to plan on going shipping because, well, we don't have access, and taking 2 actions to go to fold space is just too slow and it's too late. So we either need the combats to favor us, or we need like a good card like In the Shadows or something that can just take us to fold space. But anyways, we have our next hand being Leakine, Scientific Breakthrough, and then Sea Charmed Mother. So maybe there's a world where we see Kwisatz. Anyways, it's our last action, and we end up playing our Saidina to selective breeding, and we first pay the point, and then we trash the dagger that we played. And luckily for us, we actually end up hitting our Leakines, meaning we actually have, this is what, round 4. So we actually just ended up revealing 9 persuasion. So we actually have enough persuasion to buy Kwisatz, as long as nobody blows up the row, which only one person can, which is Hundro. As long as Hundro doesn't blow up the row, we can actually just get away with Kwisatz. And Hanjo doesn't seem to be blowing up the row because he has 2 actions, right? Also, these combats are very nice for us because of the fact that we get spice from them. If we get first place, which I doubt we will, but we could. Well, never mind. But we could have gotten first place on the combat. We didn't, but we still pick up some spice. Anyways, we ended up buying Kwisatz, and we bought Bene Gesserit Missionaria. Missionaria says that if we have already played a Bene Gesserit, we get another bump. So I have figured out a way to actually get our faction bumps now. So that's great. The combat resolves, we get our spice, and we keep going. So our next hand is, well, I mean, it could be anything. So if I were to draw, our next hand would have like Kwisatz, it would have Missionaria, it would have Leakines, it would have Saidina, so which is pretty nice. So I'm looking at this hand, I'm thinking like, okay, look, I want to probably draw a card here. Since we're in first position and it's currently round 5, or what is it? Sorry, round it's round 5. We are thinking, okay, if we get some uses, at least if we get 1 or 2 uses of Kwisatz, that should be enough for us to, justify his buy over the Spices Slope. But, so we're sitting here with our experimentations. We're sitting here with Leakines. Sea Trevor Mother, and we actually ended up drawing our Bene Gesserit Missionaria. So now we can actually just play her and get our another faction bump. We can actually just take the Benny Alliance instantly, get another intrigue. There's a slight worry that the person with In the Shadows might contest for our alliance, but I doubt it's that serious of an issue. But anyways, we keep going. Our next hand does have Saidina. So, and I'm sitting here looking at this combat thinking we need to either get first or second. We need the water. It is absolutely necessary that we need the water because, well, we have Saidina. We get another victory point from just playing her. And we're probably going to be playing her to Benny, most likely, to take the alliance. So that's the reason why I would decide to take the bump with Missionaria on a different faction. So when you're playing this game, it's always great to think about what your future cards might be, which helps you kind of plan out your turn for now. But anyways, we don't get Hundro still has 2 actions left, so he might decide to deploy on us, but he could also just wait. Hundro decides to go to Conspire, and he kind of just wants enough. Well, the thing is he has High Council, so he just wants more Solari, maybe for Dreadnoughts, who knows. But we have our Scientific Breakthrough, so we need to play it, and we ended up drawing Cull, one Solari to trash a card, and that's obviously a great card for us because we can trash and just see more Fremens, so that eventually, maybe down the line, we can draw a double Spicer Slow, which obviously is possible, but it could be too late. Who knows? Hunter has one action left. This was also another misplay from me that I decided to not play Cull, which could have been really bad if Hanjo decided to end up going to Secrets and stealing from us. He could have stolen basically anything. Lucky for us, Hanjo didn't actually have access. He ended up just buying 3 cards. And the reason why I didn't buy Gola here, Gola Scientific Breakthrough would have been a great combination. But the reason I didn't want to buy him yet is because of the fact that we aren't aware of our beetle situation yet. We don't know if we can get to the end of the beetle track, because right now we're not doing too well here. We need to be drawing our experimentations enough to the point where we can justify buying Gola. And right now I just didn't have that justification. But here we have 0 troops in our combat or our garrison, and it's round 7. And we're sitting on 5 points. Our biggest threat is Yuna, right? If Yuna ends up getting, this combat, the game ends. And yeah, I mean, it's round 7. Unfortunately, we are only going to be playing our Kwisatz once, unless there's another round. But we're really hopeful that Yuna doesn't win the combat. And based on the fact that Alesa's gone Highliner, Yuna is going to simply probably back off here. We have no troops in our garrison, and our only hope to end the game this round or next round might be Spice Slow. Well, okay, we have some paths here. Okay, we have 2 bumps. We have 2 bumps to get. One of them we're taking right now with our Bene Gesserit, and we're taking the Alliance. And we drew Sleeper Most Awakened, which is actually a great card normally. But given the conditions that we have absolutely no spice, it's not that great. It's alright at best. Because, we don't have access to actually get the spice we need. The thing is, though, with Sleeper Most Awakened, we do have our Signet Ring, and now we have just unlocked shipping access. So we can actually just play our Kwisatz to shipping and go from there. So I'm thinking here, okay, look, this game is probably going to go 1 round because hopefully Alesa or, Hanjo wins the combat, because it seems that everybody has combat intrigues, or everybody's going for this combat. So I'm thinking, okay, look, this combat, if it hopefully goes either Alesa or Hanjo's way, and the game goes 1 round. So I decided to set up for next round. And I know that my next round hand has Scientific Breakthrough in it. And as long as nobody buys Gola, we have hit the first track, we have hit the first experimentation, boundary. So we're actually eligible for putting Gola on top of our deck. And I'm thinking okay, look, this is great. This is great because now we can actually just play our Gola with our Scientific Breakthrough and get our beetle point, and also have enough to get both points off, because we can actually ship down, we can end up spending 7 Solari for the point on, for the beetle point, and then also get the 3rd point from Gola. But Atomics on the row, we ended up buying Gola and a Spice of Slow. We put it on top of our deck, but unfortunately we had just drawn Scientific Breakthrough and with our Kwisatz. So now we're thinking, okay, look, we need to draw into our next, cards. But however, as you can see, Yuna ends up winning the combat and the game ends. And we actually ended up getting last. Not last. We ended up getting second in the game because of Yuna's insane combat intrigues. Anyways, we hop right into the second game here. This time, I decide, okay, look, maybe playing Ix might be a little bit easier. So this is a ranked game, actually. We play a ranked game on Ix, and we try to see exactly how well we can do. So the worry of having to play with Immortality is the experimentation thing, but this time playing no Dunes is okay. I mean, no Harvest is still very hard because of the, whole issue about going to Conspire and whatnot. So we kind of just start with a Karthag play because we had kind of no access. And not Karthag play, sorry. We start with smuggling and then we go to Karthag and then we start generating spice with Elisa. Elisa is also one of those leaders that can generate spice over time. Her ability is one step ahead, meaning that if you actually you get to put aside a card at the start of the round. And if that card has exactly one access on it and you play that card on your second action, you get one spice. If it has multiple accesses on it, you get a Solari. It's pretty simple. We ended up buying a card. Not quite sure which one we bought, but anyways, that's not the biggest thing. The big worry here is that there's Kwisatz on the row, and who's going to be getting it? So anyways, this combat resolves, and we end up getting some Solari, so meaning we're actually headed for like a pretty nice Swordmaster round eventually down the line. But anyways, Leto picks up like Sardaukar infantry and just buys a lot of daggers, which is kind of crazy because artillery isn't really on the row. He's just buying daggers to, to fight combats later on. But then again, if you're playing Sardaukar infantry, it could possibly hurt you. We go to Welt and we just start holding cards. Oh, sorry, we bought to negotiate a withdrawal. So that's another way we can actually get our faction bumps. Because that's kind of one of the issues that we do tend to have is that we don't actually have access to shipping ever. Not access to, well, I'm not going to say ever because we can technically get it. But anyways, everybody starts harvesting spice. We're the only ones without spice. We get to play our diplomacy because if you looked at our hand, there wasn't really much we could have done that had one access on it. It's a Dune, and we're never going to see smuggling. And we don't really want to go to Mentat here because we need our Solari for Swordmaster. Having Swordmaster as Elisa is much more important than going Mentat. She's not Ikaz. Sorry, she is an Ikaz, but she's not Armand Ikaz. Armand Ikaz likes going to Mentat because of the fact that he can trash cards. But anyways, we reveal, and the choice was a Miraculous Liaison because we only had enough to buy a Liaison. So we go to the next round, and it is Solari. We put aside our Signet Ring because at least we'll get a Solari off of him, right? So our first action, we need to find a way to deploy in 3 troops into this combat. That's absolutely necessary. So we start with smuggling. We end up shipping smuggling down. We end up getting our Swordmaster money, and we're probably going to be seeing Swordmaster soon. And I guess hopefully our last action is going to be going to Hardy Warriors and deploying 4 troops in, and then which we can retreat 3 from, and then maybe go to like a High Council and start, maybe threatening Kwisatz, but it seems that that's probably not going to be possible, especially with the fact that Romber has just gone to Research Station, and since this is not Immortality, Research Station actually just gives you 3 card draw. We go to Mentat because we actually still have enough Solari for Swordmaster next round, which is completely fine with us. Helena might decide not to go Swordmaster next round, as hopefully she doesn't, win the combat here, because she could take Swordmaster ahead of us. But anyways, we go to, we have 1 action left, and we kind of just wait and see what everybody else does. We go to Hardy Warriors and we deploy all of our troops in because we're going to be retreating 3 troops for an extra bump, and we also get some Solari from this combat. So we retreat and we take the bump in Bene Gesserit. Okay. And then we continue. So we put aside our dagger because nobody has enough money for Swordmaster. So there is a world where we can actually, go to like a smuggling or go to a Karthag or something and then get Swordmaster later on. And luckily for us, Helena decides to not threaten Swordmaster. She ends up going to tech negotiation, which is good for us. The only issue is that if somebody has like 2 Solari sitting down, which might be a little bit of a pain. But anyways, we go to smuggling, we cash in, and we take our bump in Bene Gesserit. Game progresses slowly and steadily. We have our spice now from from playing our card that we put aside, which had only 1 access on it. And obviously we're pushing up in Bene Gesserit because we've bought In the Shadows, which is a great card, and the condition to play In the Shadows is the fact that you need two bumps in Bene Gesserit. So we have maxed out the Bene Gesserit track pretty quickly, and we're probably going to be going for that alliance because we have the card that can reveal for bumps. Yep, artillery bot from Romber, so he's probably going to be contesting this combat. Now we have a oh, okay. Anyways, the reason why I like buying fold spaces with Elise Kaz is that it gives us access. Also, with selective breeding, it draws us 3 cards, and we can trash it. We can trash itself for the extra card draw, which is pretty nice. Obviously trying to go for the alliance, but at the same time, we are also maybe there's a world where we actually go for the Emperor alliance, simply because we actually have found both bribery and we found the favored subject, which gives us, if we play both of them together, there is a world where we can actually get the Emperor alliance for the 2 troops and then win the combat with those 2 troops. So we poison super first, we get rid of the dagger because it's kind of useless for us. We have full space in our hand, so we want to contest for this Emperor alliance because of the simple line of let's just take the alliance because we have so much, we get troops back. And we can always wait to take the spacing friendship because friendships are achievable at any time. Alliances, you kind of have to fight for those. And it is a little bit unfortunate that Leto is going for our alliance because getting into an alliance race with Duke Leto is one of the worst mistakes you can make. But anyways, I ended up taking the bump in in Emperor because we have favored subject, so it's like we might as well take the bumps, right? And all we need is really 2 bumps in spacing, and we have our friendship as well. And we're most likely going to be getting the Bene Gesserit alliance simply with selective breeding play and then trash our In the Shadows. But anyways, we deploy on this combat. We actually want to win this combat because our next round we can have enough troops to actually deploy and I guess just have more turns so we can contest combat. Hopefully the next combat has a point in there. And even if it doesn't, it's okay because we can still have enough actions to play another turn. We also get an intrigue. We pick up Stilgar here, which is 3 swords on reveal, which isn't that's not the reason why I'm picking him up. It's mainly 2 persuasion, right? But Helena just absolutely spams buys. Romber decides to buy Sardaukar Legion. We end up winning the combat. And we actually drew some nice intrigues there. Allied Armada is nice. And our hand is looking not that great. We did put aside a card. And so our first action has to kind of be going to any space with that gives us card draw, and that was going to be selective breeding, but unfortunately selective breeding got blocked. So let's see what else we can do here. I mean, we kind of have to go to Area Keen here because and the thing is we have to kind of go with our diplomacy, but we go to secrets here. We kind of just say that we're going to try to take this alliance as well because it is our alliance. And we actually, first of all, secure the Emperor alliance because of firm grip, and we're in an alliance war with Leto. We would much rather have him chase on spacing or have him, secure Fremen than him come for our alliance. But anyways, the game continues. Duke Leto decides to deploy. We buy restricted ordnance because we have a seat on the High Council, we have a seat on the High Council, and we can also deploy in this combat. So now we have a Dreadnought. So a Dreadnought is going to be 3 strength along with the additional 4 strength that we get from playing restricted ordnance. Also, we have Allied Armada, and to be fair, we do have an alliance to hold. We also have Master Tactician for other 3 swords. So we have a total of 10 swords in our hands. So we still have 2 actions left, and we absolutely need to draw a card here. We deploy in our 2 troops, or sorry, 1 troop and 1 dreadnought. We have a total of 5 strength, plus restricted ordnance is going to be 9 strength, and then master tactician could be 12, allied armada could be 19. So we have this combat pretty much on lock. We also drew rapid mobilization, which is obviously not that great of an intrigue for us. It's okay. But we pick up the voice because we're gonna be winning this combat and we're gonna trash a card. So we might as well pick up something that replaces that trashed card. So we get rid of a dagger here, and we place our dreadnought on Carthag. Not because we need the Solari, but it's just nice to hopefully get something in the next combat. This combat is the absolute worst combat for us, because if Duke Leto was to win this combat, he could actually take our Emperor Alliance. And looking at the point distribution so far, we're on 6 points. Nobody seems to look like they're going to be ending the game here, which is, well, nice. But Romber is a threat because of the fact that he has detonation devices. He can also just pick up more dreadnoughts. And Romber's dreadnoughts are, a little bit heavier than the rest of ours because of his ability, heavy laser gun cannons. We simply just take the alliance down manually, and tell everybody else to back off. So there's currently an alliance war between Duke Leto and Helena. They're both going at it for the spacing alliance, and whoever wins this combat is probably going to be taking that alliance unless Helena can secure it. The issue with that is the fact that Leto has decided to come for our Emperor alliance, and with his firm grip, it might be possible for him to take it. Or he just simply needs to win the combat. Either way, we unfortunately did not draw our negotiated withdrawal or are in the shadows, so we cannot actually, hold the alliance if Leto takes it instantly. And it seems that Leto has Weirding Woman, so he's gonna instantly ship down, take the bump in from it, and then play his firm grip to take our alliance. And we can no longer steal it back because, well, even if we try to, we can't because Leto has maxed it out. So this combat really doesn't mean anything for us anymore. And we've lost Allied Armada. Nope, never mind, that's a lie because we still have the Benny Alliance. So we still have enough points. Romber, there he gets his detonation devices, as expected. And, we kind of don't really have much going for us anymore. Well, we have Spiceless Slow. I guess that's like about it. But that too is obviously rough, because, well, even if we were to get a Spiceless Slow, it's not enough to end the game here. And with our card draws, it wasn't a possibility. So Romber deploys in his 2 dreadnoughts for 8 strength. We end up buying just some Fremen, because we have Fremen cards in our next hand. So we might as well, play for the Fremen line for next combat. Especially because we're getting a dreadnought back into our garrison. So now it comes down to what intrigues people are playing here. So we start with simple 3 swords, and we wait to see what Romber does. Romber deploys, and we have to play our Allied Armada to win the combat, which feels really bad because this combat, in hindsight, was a terrible combat. There was no need for me to really, do that, especially because we're probably going to see In the Shadows. Unfortunately, obviously, on round 8, we don't draw In the Shadows. And we've burned out. We don't really have too big of a garrison. Yes, we have restricted ordnance, but Helena Richesi picks up flagship, so she's going to be going into this combat. We go to Eric Keane, voice Carthag because, well, we need to, have sorry, not Carthag. We need water to either possibly go research station. But this game isn't looking too great for us. And looking at Duke Leto's garrison, he might be winning this combat. But then again, Helena Richesi could also be winning this combat because of the fact that she just bought flagship. And all she has to really do is just get a Spice of Slow. She picks up she decides to contest for our Benny alliance, which is very annoying for us. And I mean, looking at our hand, we kind of just have to almost early reveal here because there's nothing really we can do. Like, if we play a card, we lose Spice and Slow. If we don't play, and if we don't play a card, and well, at least we get to get the Spice and Slow, and we get to hold the Space Benny alliance. I did have a think here for a while because I'm not quite sure if I should have retreated those troops because we get some spice back, and our next hand would possibly might have a Highliner in there. Um, but yeah, it seems this game goes on, and Helena decides, well, she can't take our Benny alliance anymore, so she gives up that chase at least. Helena thinks for a bit and goes to Arakeen, draws a card. Just all she has to deploy one troop, but she decides to deploy everything because that's the intrigue she stole from us. So she's currently on 7 points. With a Spice Slow, she's on 8, and if she wins this combat, it would be 10. Oh, well, she missed the Spice and Slow. So, but the question is, who's winning this combat? What are people's intrigues? Romber is also going in. Helena is also like pretty deep into this combat, and Duke Leto is also Highlinered. So, curious to see what's happening for this combat. Romber has Kwisatz. He ends up stealing the alliance from Leto, which is super interesting because it seems that Leto has lost like 3 points over the span of or 2 points over the span of like 2 rounds. It felt like he was so far in the lead, but the results go Romber's way, and Romber ends up winning the combat. This next combat isn't the greatest for us because, well, it gives everybody else points as well, and we're not really in contention to take like all 3 points from this combat. But we end up going to Arakeen first. We put aside our stupid convincing because, well, it doesn't matter. We're not playing for resources anymore. It's a tough game from here, especially if somehow Romber was to win the combat and then detonate again. Yeah. Biggest threat is Helena because Helena is going to flagships into this combat. But she takes her turn back. We also have quite a bit of swords on reveals for right now. We have our Signet Ring. We play our Signet Ring to Carthag just to start deploying more troops in. We play an intrigue so that we didn't get stolen from at secrets because we want to actually hold onto some of these intrigues. Chome Shares is a great intrigue except for the fact that we are also going to be needing to spend 6 Solari if we were to win the combat. And I don't think there's too much resistance. Helena might put up some resistance with her flagship, but I still doubt it. We go to shipping to actually get our Solari that we need for either Chome Shares or for the 6. Mainly for the 6 because, well, we only have 6. But anyways, Romber has been hoarding techs, like insane amounts of techs. And we kind of just like wait and see what people play here. Romber ends up taking his bump for Benny, and then he probably just buys a Spice Slow here, and that is going to be game for him. Or actually, he could just get second in this combat too. He could get second in the combat, and that would be enough too. He ends up trashing 3 intrigues, and I mean, if he draws enough swords here, it is possible for him to beat us in this combat. But at least Restricted Ordnance is putting up a good fight here. I mean, if he was to win this combat, or actually, the reason why this game is probably going to end is because of the fact that Romber's going to get second in this combat. And, well, all he needs is second anyways. And he has Chomarchy, so he's going to beat us on Spice at least. Unless, well, I mean, there's a lot of intrigues that Romber could qualify for here. Mainly Machine Culture, if he has 3 or more techs, because he has like 6 techs or something. Anyways, he buys quite a bit of swords here. Oh, not swords. He reveals for quite a bit of swords here, and we end up playing our tiebreaker to exactly beat Romber by that 1 extra 2 swords. We do go up to 10 spice on end games, and unfortunately, we do lose.
All right. We're trying this challenge for the third time. One more time. Alright. This time we have Elisa Kaz. Okay. Memnon's there. Romber's there. Okay. So we have 3 leaders that we can actually pick from here that give us some spice. Okay, Romber's gone, Elisa's gone, Memnon's gone. Oh, sorry, Memnon's there. Okay, so we can pick Memnon here. Before we do that, let's see what's on the road here. Ooh, Tylexis and we're first to act? Heck yeah. We can actually spend our experimentations and we can actually just reveal our experimentations and get our veto points. Oh, this is perfect. And we should get to ordnance on the row. Oh wow, this is great. This is like this is perfect for Memnon. He doesn't have to harvest. All he has to do is reveal his experimentations, buy Tylexis Surgeon. Did we have 3 persuasion? We do have 3 persuasion. Alright. So, are we starting with the signet ring here? What are we doing here? Well, we can give up I think we can give up smuggling here, right? Do we give up smuggling? Is it worth it? Because we can go to wealth into like go into combat here. Hopefully get 2 Solaris. We get 4 though. Still not. That's not really enough. But we can go to wealth again and get Swordmaster or get enough Solari for hopefully for a Swordmaster. Also, we don't want. It's not like we want to play our expectations because we're most likely getting Surgeon. It would be a big misplay if we somehow don't get Tylexis Surgeon. We get to spend 2 specimens or 2 beetles. So the biggest issue with this challenge is the fact that we don't have. We can't play our experimentations to harvest spaces, right? So the only spaces we can actually take our experimentations to without a graft card is smuggling and interstellar shipping. And interstellar shipping is one of the most contested spaces in all of Ix and Immortality. It's not being contested right now because it's round 1 and nobody's gone here. Well, to be fair, only 1 action's been taken other than ours, but you get the idea. There's a lot of people who go to this spot, so we're almost never seeing this space, and smuggling early game is just... It's hard to get. We did get it. We're first act, so we get together. We get to go there. But in general, it's not that easy to see. So getting the double smuggling playoff is pretty difficult. But anyways, it comes around to us. We get both Carthage or Arakeen, and I think we go to Carthage here. Just see an intrigue and just deploy in a couple of troops. Machine culture. Ooh, that's actually a nice intrigue. We could get some shuttle fleet for possibly later down the line. Actually, shuttle fleet is still pretty far off because of the fact that we can't harvest spice, so we need to literally physically get like 5 spice from like either combat or from where else do people get spice from? Just combat or smuggling down. But we need to smuggle up to smuggle down, and we're almost never seeing shipping here. Or sorry, never seeing full space here. Well, this is interesting. Why tech negotiation? What does he want to buy here? Wind traps? No, he didn't even want to buy wind traps. He wanted to just get 2 negotiators. All right. Well, Leto gets like the easiest first place in this combat, which I don't mind too much. We want second in this combat anyways. We want first in the game, so we can finally be done with this challenge. Let's see. Our next hand is looking alright. So we get to reveal, and lucky for us, we actually do see Tylexis Surgeon. Thank God nobody has blown up the row. So we get Tylexis Surgeon, pretty good card for us, and it gives us access to Emperor, which is kind of what we wanted. Really, because we're kind of chasing for this alliance. Not chasing for this alliance, but I mean, it gives us wealth, it gives us Solari, it gives us. We're almost probably gonna be at like 3 by the end of like round 3. So picking it up is pretty nice. Yep, power play from Romber. He's gonna start shipping here with fold spaces. Wait, we won the combat? Well, that wasn't the intention. I thought Valeto would go into the combat and win, or try to win, but it seems that he just wanted to get second. It's kind of an issue here because how are we planning on getting any of our Solari for the rest of the game? because we need Solari for Swordmaster, we need Solari for High Council, we need at least 13 Solari. Like, how are we finding enough spice or anything in general to get 13 Solari? Like, unless we get lucky in the combat here, that's not doing too well. Okay, wait, yeah, let's. I thought I was a Lacer for a second, so I thought I'd put us out a card, but okay. We're gonna go to Seek Outlasted Wealth here and just simply keep going Wealth. Hey, to be fair, there is a world where we could get. Well, we're getting one spice from this combat, right? Because Romber's gonna go to Interstellar Shipping and he's gonna get Swordmaster, or he's gonna start shipping for Swordmaster. So ideally we want to see either Carthag or Arrakeen, and I think it's actually pretty doable, unless Leto goes to Carthag and Arrakeen. Yeah, okay, so this is good for us. So now we actually have full reign to do kind of what we want here. So we have 5 Solari here, and now Elise is going to go to Swordmaster, Robert's going to go to Shipping, meaning we can just go to either Carthag or Arrakeen and kind of just deploy. He discarded. What did he discard? I forgot. I think he ruled 0 daggers last round, and he went to Imperial Basin and what? Imperial Basin still suits. Okay, so he still has one more faction access left in his deck, I believe. Yeah, he still has his diplomacy left in his deck. Okay, two troops from Leto here, and we're actually pretty happy here. We actually got what we wanted, and they're both contesting for this combat. Also, what a great top deck from Leto, by the way. Just to get, do we want a card draw here? Does card draw get us anything? Is there anything on the road that we kind of like want here? With 4 persuasion, the one card. There's 3 cards out here that we don't want to draw into. Our diplomacy, our Telex Surgeon, and our ring. We would hate it if we drew our ring. Telex Surgeon is okay. Actually, Telex Surgeon is bad. So I think we go at Carthag here and just get another intrigue. Cannon turrets, huh? Well, now we can win the combat. And I think I'm just gonna put in 1 troops and just see what everybody else has, and then based on that, we could win the combat ourselves. The reason why I want to win the combat here is because of the fact that it gives us Carthag, and Carthag is a Solari generating spot. So, okay, Hardy Warriors from Alesa and Kaz. So right now, if Alesa Kaz does not deploy any more troops here, we could simply just take the win from her. Because this is going to be another 2, 4, 6... Oh, sorry, this is not second wave, this is cannon turrets. Okay, never mind. A slight mistake on my part. 3 to buy. What are you buying at 3 persuasion? Fedaykin? Is that a valuable card? I mean, he's not a terrible card. But the thing is, we need to have some Fremen with him, and we don't have the Fremens. I mean, is there any world where we just pick up like space travel? That doesn't make any sense though. Why would we pick up space travel? That doesn't really feel right with me. Or do we atomics here for 3 persuasion? Don't think we do. But I do like the fact that there's liaisons out there, so I could pick up a Fedaykin Death Command, and I think we'll be okay with that. Okay, so our next hand, we want to draw either diplomacy and one green. Because what's going to happen is, Romber's going to go shipping, Romber's going to buy, he's going to give us 1 Solari, putting up to 6, so we just go to Wealth, and then we just go to Swordmaster, and then we play the game from there. So it's basically 50% odds we draw either Twi'lek Surge or Diplomacy. Yeah. Assassination Mission. We might actually have to pick up that card. We might have to pick up Assassination Mission because we need to get some cards, or we need to get some Solari for High Council, and then possibly like a Restricted Ordnance later down the line, which is kind of like our only ways to get points, is combat factions and Spice was slow, but obviously getting getting High Council is gonna, channel that spice and slow building. I think we hit the end of the. I think we hit the first beetle track pretty quickly. It's just a question of how we hit the second one. Ooh, this is not the combat we wanted. Actually, wait, it's fine. This is a great combat. That's just a lie. This is a good combat for us because even if we get some Solari from this combat, we can simply just go to Wealth. We're gonna go to Wealth right now, right? We're gonna go to Wealth right now. We're gonna get some Solari. We're gonna go to Swordmaster with our Signet Ring, and then we can just play like a Fedaykin Death Commando to either one of these spaces and trash a card. And I guess even if hopefully Smuggling is open. If Smuggling is open, then we can just go to Smuggling ourselves. By the way, Romber still has two Negotiators, and he's just bought a tech for basically free. Detonation Devices is there. Restricted Ordnance is there. What's the game plan here? So given our current situation, we have to we have to start working on Fremen. That's also one of the things. We need to start working on our Fremen bumps so that we actually have a space to go to, a new space to go to, which is our Siege Tower. And if we go to Siege Tower, we can, get some troops, get some water for some research station. So that'd be nice. Okay, is anybody threatening Swordmaster here? No, it doesn't look like it. So let's just get Swordmaster right now. We luckily hit our 50-50. Let's get the 2 bumps, get the Intrigue, get the Emperor bump. No, okay, alright. There's no need to play it right now. I think we're okay for now. But, wow, what an Intrigue there. I asked to try to get the Fremen bumps in. We've just gotten the Fremen bumps. Perfect. And if we get something from this combat, we might also somehow be able to, go High Council as well next round. It's pretty nice. So we're gonna go to Swordmaster right now. And we also have Fedaykin Death Commando, so we might just pick up like a Hardy Warriors from Romber. Interesting. I don't know. If I'm Romber here, do I go Hardy Warriors or do I go to Fold Space? Because if I go to Fold Space, you also get 3 Solari from just taking the Alliance. And the Alliance is a point that nobody can somebody could contest, but it's not really worth contesting because there's other alliances that are open still. Saying that there's not really that many other alliances that are open. Benny's probably going to be going to Elasa. Emperor's probably going to be ours, and Leto's kind of just going to go for whatever's left, either Fremen or spacing. Okay. So yeah, let's go here. Let's get Swordmaster and then just call it a day. Arakeen from Elisa, this is great for us because now we actually do have access to Carthag, meaning we can trash a card. Is there any world where we get another Solari next round? From somewhere? Because then I don't want to deploy 2 troops here anymore. Okay, so 2 daggers from Romber. He buys Face Dancer, another great Fremen card. Oh, Contaminator's there. Hey, that's nice. We might buy Contaminator. Actually, we will buy Contaminator. It's a Fremen card. For Fedaykin Death Commando. Okay. Leto reveals for 1 dagger. Buys Reverend Madame Mahayam. That's a painful card for the rest of the table. Speaking of which, does he have any Bene Gesserit cards? Don't think so. But anyways, let's go to Carthag here. Let's go to Carthag. Study Melange. We are never getting the end of the track here. But anyways, regardless of that, let's just trash from play area. Let's get rid of this dagger. And then let's deploy in 2 units here. Yeah, because what's the reasoning for that? We could go to why would I deploy in two troops here? It's mainly for the Solari, because I need the Solari to, get High Council. Yeah. I need the Solari for High Council. Oh, actually, that was a mistake. Oh, that was a big mistake. Why did I deploy 2 troops here? That was not necessary. Because I could have actually gone to, say, any space with my ring. Oh, that was a big misplay. I should have realized. I have studied Milan, so that's at least one spice. That's one spice right there. And oh, well, now that that's nice, we can go to selective reading and trash. So I'm not too sad about it. This is a tease because we're never getting to the experimentation track. Oh, we did also just spend an experimentation, didn't we? Yeah, we spent one of our specimens, so we need to actually get 2 more specimens by the end of this round. Okay. So that, yeah, we need to find a way to get another specimen. Ooh, some big cards. We also get second in this combat. For now, right now, we're getting second in the combat. Shifting allegiances. Okay, so we need to lock down this alliance as soon as possible before anybody gets any ideas to take or to contest our alliance. Yeah. We need to hold this alliance. I mean, what other reason would I have to go to, like, Swordmaster? Not Swordmaster, Conspire. Am I trashing this card ever? For 4 Solari? But the thing is, if I never trash it, like, what do I get from trashing it? I kind of want to draw here, because the card draw actually gets us... The card draw gets us Solari, and it gets us, like, these 2 in rotation together. So he passed. Okay, this is great. So we at least get second. If Elisa wants to... Okay, so Elisa gives us first. So we'll actually have another 8 Solari by the end of this round. Or by like the start of basically next round. Yep. Okay, so we need to start getting spice back from... I don't know, from where? Where do we get spice from? What else is on the row, by the way? Detonation devices, restricted ordnance. Huh. Maybe we do... I mean, if we get extra Solari, we could just buy like a... We could buy a Dreadnought. I don't hate that play. Also, we could also just buy a... we could buy a Spice of Slow, right? Can't we? We have a lot of persuasion, right? We're gonna play our dagger to experiment. High Council. We're seeing 2 more cards this round. We have 2 more 2 persuasion. So I guess if I see Twilight Distortion, I'm not too sad about it. Yeah, I think we can go to... Oh, well, we got High Council anyway. Huh. Does that change anything? Now that we already have High Council? I mean, is there an argument to be made here for Fold Space? Because, like, if you go to Fold Space then High Council, then... Are we seeing a Spice of Slow here? That's kind of the question. Are we seeing a Spice of Slow here? But also, now that we have High Council, we can go to High Council first, and then take the bump in. I guess Emperor. I don't plan on going to Emperor again. Yeah, I don't plan on going to Emperor again. We kind of want to go to Fremen. We're more likely we want to go to Fremen because we need to get access to Siege. Yeah. I mean, giving up shipping is okay. We already have 4 points right now. We are planning on getting some more Solari as well. Some more spice. That'd be nice. Yeah, you know what? I thought about it. If I spend my spice, 1, 2, and restricted ordnance is what, 4 spice? Yeah, so I only have... I'm 1 spice short from actually buying restricted ordnance. Hmm. So do we select a breeding here? Select a breeding, and then we would have. We're on 6. We're losing 1 persuasion, so we'd be at 5. But we're getting 2, 7, and then we're seeing like another card. But again, I guess the question is like there's no point in seeing another card. We don't have enough to see another card. Yeah, I think I like the Steel Suits line better because we can actually go to Research Station. Do we want to deploy here? I think we deploy 1 for now. Or is there any need to deploy 1 at all? I don't know. I don't think there is. Are we giving free Solari to other people? But the thing is, it doesn't really matter for us, right? We already have everything we want. We have High Council, we have Swordmaster, and we're gonna go to. Oh, we should have deployed on 1 troop. I just realized. Yeah, deploying 1 troop was because we could have gotten a free 2 Solari from this combat for just 1 troop, and that would have been given us access to Mentat and stuff. Because if we're buying restricted ordnance, we of course deploy here. That was a no-brainer. Again, a big mistake. Is it gonna be a costly mistake? I don't know, but it's a mistake regardless. Robert might buy detonation devices here. Robert might buy shuttle fleet here. Oh, he's buying shuttle fleet. Yeah. Oh, detonation devices. That's interesting. Why? You have no dreadnoughts. I guess his plan is to get a future dreadnought? Okay. But also, it's not even just that, he also wants to win the combat. 4 daggers from... Chillax. Why? You don't need 4 daggers. You don't need this many. You don't need to play your reinforcements. Unless he plans on winning, which is still possible. There's 0 intrigues from Romber, so he's not really planning on contesting this combat. Okay, alright. So he just wants to win the combat, sure. That's fine with us. Oh, I just realized we get some more spice too. Yeah, because we get first on this track, we get some spice that way. That's nice. So let's get a negotiator first. Oh, sorry, that was not what we wanted to do. We wanted to buy restricted ordnance. Buy restricted ordnance for 3. That's what it is. Okay, there we go. We don't need to spend us to study Melange right now. Hollow projectors. Are we ever seeing 3 techs here? I mean, you have 1. Yeah, I don't think we're ever seeing 3 techs here. We might see 2, but I think that's about it. We don't think we're seeing 3. Also, Research Station gives us a lot of flexibility here. Because we draw 2 cards, we have High Council, so... and then we can also go to, like, select breeding and start working on our points there. We also have, we have the Emperor Alliance already. It's round 4. And we've taken 4 bumps on the Alliance, which is crazy. I mean, to be fair, we did go there 3 rounds out of 4, and then the 4th round we just ended up taking the bump with our Memnon ability. And on the sides, we've also been getting bumps on Fremen, so now we have access to Siege as well. Yeah, actually, maybe it was a mistake going up and going to Steel Suits here. Actually, it was never a mistake, because in the case that we do draw our Galaxy Surgeon, we want to go to Research Station to get our second experimentation so that we can, get the end of the track here. Is Alyssa hitting the end of the track right now? Am I missing something here? Oh, she has 3 specimens. She's actually going to hit there. She's going to hit it first. Unfortunate. How does she have so many specimens, by the way? She played 2 specimens, and she still has 3 specimens to buy? Oh well. I think we bought Powder Debris here. Persuasion-wise, I think it's a good card. 3 Persuasion on reveal. Worst case scenario, we just play him, and we get a free intrigue anyway. So, Dreadnought from Alyssa, she picks up... Might pick up Hollow Projectors. Yeah, okay. She picks up Hollow Projectors. We have Minimic Film, or Minimic Film comes out. So... maybe there's a world where we actually get 3 techs. Who knows? 6 Persuasion on reveal here. Probably a Treachery buy. I don't see what else you could buy here. Yeah, treachery here. Planned coupling. That's a good card. Well, it's a good card because of the fact that we can't play our experimentations. Speaking of which, have we ever gone to any of these yellow spaces? Are we ever planning on going to any of these yellow spaces? So I guess this challenge might be like a 2-in-1. Might be like don't ever go to yellow, but also don't harvest. I guess that's what this game might turn out to be. The fact that like we're never gonna go to shipping. We're never going smuggling again because it's too late. We already have what we want. We have our High Council. We have our Swordmaster. And we're getting a lot of Solari as well. So it's good all around. Well, of all things that we wanted to draw, that is not what we wanted to draw. I mean, Research Station gets a Spice with slow. That's a possibility. And we get water back from this combat, so that's nice. Yeah, I actually don't hate going to Research Station here. I think we draw 2 cards. Let's see what we draw. Dagger. Okay, that dagger can go, I think. Yeah, I think we can get rid of the dagger here. And then let's research really quick. Oh, actually, was it better to get rid of the dagger, or was it better to get rid of? Better to get rid of the recon, because at least the dagger can go to technicalization, and then yeah, I think we're gonna actually trash our recon. Right, 3, 5, 7, 9. So we have to reveal these 3 cards, and we have Spice of Slow. So yeah, I think we're okay here. And then let's just deploy in 2 troops here. Let's end our turn, and I think experimentation to the only space that we can go to, and we end our turn. I mean, is there a reason Elisa might go to? Technically, she doesn't. Okay, she doesn't. Alright. Yep, so now she has access to shipping as well. Okay, this is good. Everybody's getting access to shipping, so that means nobody's really going to shipping. They're all taking turns. Good for us, good for us. So we bought Minimix Film here. Maybe there is a world where we actually get Machine Culture off. Who knows? But right now we're sitting on, what is this? 8 strength with just restricted ordnance. 8 strength with restricted ordnance, and then 9 from Pyro Debris. And then we also have 11 from cannon turrets. So I mean, Leto might give us a little bit of Highliner action, some Highliner action. Who knows? But Romber's gonna go to interstellar shipping here. Pretty normal stuff. Leto's gonna. Ooh, Leto might go to. Don't buy Minimic Film. Oh, thank God. Okay. Phew. I got worried for a second that Leto's buying Minimic Film, because we actually don't have another access other than our dagger. Karthag. Okay. All right. Phew. Karthag from Leto. He's gonna give Elisa some Solari, so she's gonna go to Mentat. We're gonna go to Minimic Film. We're gonna buy our tech for free. I mean, we had to spend 1 intrigue, but we were never hitting the end game condition for this intrigue. Prudent Diplomacy takes a bump in Emperor. Really? Yeah. I mean, I'm not too sad about it, because obviously it doesn't really change what we're doing. Romber has... What is Romber doing here? Do we go to Secrets here, or do we go to Fold Space? Either or is nice here. I God, we still have this card, so that card needs to go as quickly as possible. Let's go here. Buy a Minimic Film. Sorry, wait, oops. Let's decline. Let's undo that real quick. Let's buy this, get 1 spice, and then now we can buy Minimic Film for 1. Nice. Okay, so we have 12 persuasion. What are we doing with all this persuasion? Who knows, but we have 12. Secrets from Elisa. Okay. That's alright for us. She sees 4 intrigues now. Our next hand is... Our next hand is alright. I mean, it's very beetle heavy, if that makes sense. So we're getting a Spice of Slow this round. Spice of Slow this round is going to put us up to... It's going to put us up to 6, and then the beetle is going to put us up to... 7, and then if we get the Feminine Alliance, that might be 8. We're winning this combat, hopefully. So that's gonna put us up to 6. Spice Slow is 7. Beetle is 8. This says go to 11, so we still do need to find a way to actually get to that extra point. Okay, Hardy Warriors from what's it called? What's his name? Memnon. Oh, no, Memnon, sorry. Romber here. He's gonna deploy in basically everything. He has no intrigue cards, so that's fine. We can also just play cannon turrets, make him retreat with Dreadnought. Yeah. I think that's fine. Also, Fold Space just gives us access in general, so I think going to Fold Space isn't a bad idea here. For the access, mainly. Yeah. So we have 11 persuasion. So are we buying anything here? I mean, Freighter Fleet is kind of hard of a card to buy. Yeah, because we're never trashing it, right? Yeah. Never really trashing that card. Okay. So we're on 9 strength right now, and nobody's really contesting this combat. So next round we're gonna be at what? 1, 2, 3. We're gonna be here. We have 2 experimentations left. So if we actually get one more use off of our Telexa Surgeon, that's actually gonna be the end of the Beetle track. So we can actually get 2 points from it. It is very hopeful though. Very, very hopeful. 2 intrigues from Romber here. Sorry, 2 intrigues from Elisa, 1 intrigue from Romber. Romber's gonna go to Weld. And just start working on his alliance. He's gonna start working on, you know, more dreadnoughts. Some typical stuff. Maybe a Leto goes highlighter here. Who knows? We also have no spice, no water, and no Solari. We're gonna get some Solari from here. Do we have our Signet Ring next turn? We do have our Signet Ring, so that's at least 1 spice. That's 1 spice. Contaminator is gonna be some more spice. What is this combat? What's happening? Why is everybody going in this combat? I mean, this is perfect for us. Everybody's kind of like losing their garrison, so we kind of just like we kind of get to sit there and, you know, be happy. Freighter Fleet. Don't think we buy it. I think it's too late for it. Right, we have 3 passive persuasion, so basically Spice and Slows are 6 persuasion for us. And we don't have any convincings, it's kind of the issue. All of our convincings are in our deck here. And we drew both of our convincings and Pioneer this round. So no Spices the next round. Well, at least probably not a Spices the next round. Also, we get to draw out everybody's intrigue, so that's nice. Spy Satellites comes off too? Wow. Now, I should have been paying attention to that, because if Spy Satellites had been out, I wouldn't have actually tried to contest for Also, can we talk about how interstellar shipping was never visited in what 3, 6? He had Swordmaster, so 3, 6, 8, 11 actions. No interstellar shipping. What? What is happening? Is this? Do I recognize this game anymore? Like a game where nobody went shipping? What is this? I refuse to believe 3 people didn't have access. I mean, we don't have access because we can't go there, but the other guys, they don't have access? Oh, come on. Alright, let's see what happens here. Oh, sorry, it's getting dark. Turn on the lights. Okay, so Elisa passes. Who else? Elisa passes. Romber passes. We pass. Okay, he's gonna tactician us for 3 strength. I mean, I guess we might as well win it. Well, Elisa might have some more swords though. Elisa grew some sacrifices for another Beetle Bump, another Intrigue, which she can no longer play because she doesn't have a troop in the combat. Let's see what Leto does here. Private army, dang. Not what we wanted to see there. But Spy Satellites is out, so... But the thing is, like, I guess the question remains, right? Where are we getting our spice from? Where are we getting our Solari from? Oh, actually, there's still a world where we actually get Spices Slow. Not Spices Slow, sorry. Oh wow. Where's our Talexis version? Why is it the last card of our deck? What is this? Give me my Talexis Surgeon. Interstellar shipping from... But what's our shipping track looking like? Sorry, experimentation track. So we need 2 more experimentation bumps to get to the trash. Okay. Is this a spot satellites from Elisa? Possibly. We are 1 spice short from actually getting... Why does she want to go up in Emperor? Why not go up in Spacing? Shuttle Fleet? Okay, now she goes up in... Fremen and... Spacing, alright. So she doesn't want to actually take the Alliance, she just wants to... sit there, the Alliance. Okay. Well, to be fair, now we've seen Sonic Snoopers, and that is a tech that we might want to get. It's not as bad. It wouldn't be as worthy as Spy Satellites. Spy Satellites is just straight up like 1 point, 2 points probably here. Party Warriors from Romber, he wants to win this combat, which is perfectly fine with us. We kind of just want to get second here. And if you can get like 1 troop from this for second here, I think we're okay with that. Mentat, okay. We really need this combat to be like one Solari. That's kind of what we're missing. Or 1 spice. So let's take the Beetle Bump real quick. Let's deploy in the 1 unit that we got. And then let's do that. Let's do that. Right. So we have research station now. Secrets from Elisa. What is Elisa going to secrets again and again? Like why? She's having so much fun going to secrets. Why? What does she get from it? Let me think here. So we have so we're getting a specimen here from we're getting specimen here. So that puts us up there, and then we get another 2 from playing our... So we're actually really close to... We're actually really close to getting to the end of the track. We just need to either... We need to find one more experimentation. That's kind of what we need, yeah. So we need to find one more experimentation. Okay, great flat. This might be like a Highlander play later down the line. Maybe next round. I don't know. What do I do here? I think I have to go to research station here and just start collecting some more spice. There's 1 card. There's 2 cards. That's 9. And then we'll get a beetle. Oh, actually, that was a... I just realized there was like no point in me doing that because we're never seeing a spice until this round. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, and 7. Yeah, we'd be at 7 persuasion anyway. Arakeen. Like, unless we draw a 2 persuasion card, which is like pretty low. Also, we don't have access. But... So do we go Karthag here, or do we go to Siege? I think we go to Siege here, right? Do we have any blue access next round? We have board space, so it's possible. So yeah, I think that's gonna be our next actions. It's gonna be all right. So they're all fighting for this combat. Oops. So are they fighting for this combat? What's happening? I'm a little bit unaware of this situation. They're all fighting. We are not fighting. We need to start fighting. This is also a dagger, and a Solari. Not that it really matters, but... Maybe the Solari is important, because we get Dreadnought? What's on the row? What's on the tech row? Sonic Supers is still there, so... Maybe it is relevant that we get that extra Solari from Assassination Mission. Also, wait, I just realized, if we're going to go to Research Station next round, we just get the end of the beetle anyway, because we're getting 2 points from this beetle, and 1 Research Station is just going to get us to the end of the track. So that means we can actually buy a card. Might be too late, though. Is this a Sonic Snoopers buy? Is this a Spy Satellites buy? What is this? Invasion ships? Sure. Give me a cheap tech. Artillery. Artillery is nice. If I'm being honest, that is a pretty nice card to have. Also, what happened to our Contaminator? We don't have any Fremens, do we? Yeah, so our next strat is... We don't actually have any Fremens to do anything with. Let's just spend the 2 beetles. Let's get the Intrigue. And... Oh, Blackmail. That's nice, because we have an extra Muppet Fremen. And if we were to, somehow get... What was I saying? Oh, sorry. If we were to get extra bumps, or like if we were to buy Spy Satellites, then we also have another 1 bump to go down in. So, end of the Salaxu track for Elisa. Does she have Spice and Slow? She has 9 points already. Where's she getting so many points from? She has 2 alliances, 3 normal points, and then Karthag. Oh, she won a combat too, and then 2 beetle points. Okay. Oh, Jameis comes off. That's nice. That's some more Fremen cards for us. We'd have 7 persuasion to buy, right? So 7 persuasion to buy. unfortunately, it's gone. Oh, in the shadows. Is that even remotely relevant for us? Dispatch an envoy. Where is he sending this troop to, or sending this agent to? So we have 7 to buy. And our next hand is pretty much guaranteed Spice of Slow, right? We're drawing a lot of cards. I don't want to assume that we're, getting there, but I think we are. Yeah, the thing within the shadows is that we don't actually have to bump here. Otherwise, it would be super nice for us, because then we could have gone to like Research Station and gone this way, and then trash the In the Shadows to draw more cards. Yeah, but I think we just buy some Fremens here for the. Oh, artillery's gone, right? No, artillery's still there. Okay, great. So let's buy a Receive Fremen Mother, and then any other Fremens comes off. I guess we'll buy In the Shadows anyway, because we need the bumps, because we're not planning on buying. Sorry, we're not planning on buying the Spy Satellites, so just getting those extra bumps is not bad. So 5 Persuasion on Reveal here. Talaxu Puppet. He's probably gonna buy Gurney here. No, really? Imperium Ceremony. I guess for the 3 Persuasion, sure. This combat, we put in the 1 troop and we get a decent bit of rewards, so that's nice. This is also just free 5 swords for us. It's not that we have it's not that we're planning on getting like plans or anything. But what is Romber doing here? Romber's gonna take 2 bumps here, so that's 6 points, and then he detonates for 1, so that's 7. Okay, Leto has no intrigues, Romber has no intrigues, Lace has 2 intrigues. Okay, this is good information for us. Who has combat potential? Mainly just Elisa, because she has 2 intrigues. The 4 isn't really isn't scary to us. Isn't that scary to us? Okay, so we pick up a Dread. Oh, okay, well, what else is in our hand? Piter Debris and then Spice was Slow. Okay. So Research Station here will actually get us the Spice of Slow we need. Research Station gets us, so that's gonna be what? Spice of Slow is 8. Spice of Slow is 8, this combat might be 9, and then Machine Culture is 10, and then the Beetle is 11. Okay. I mean, do we go to fold space here? Is there a question for going to fold space here? Oh, actually, we could still get away with a decent bit of strength here and maybe pull off like a 2nd place here. So Spice of Slow is gonna be 1 point. If we trash our In the Shadows, that's some more points. Oh, actually, just going to Selective Rating right now and trashing In the Shadows right now would be... Huh, yeah. Just going to Selective Rating right now and trashing, that's a straight up point right there. And we draw 3 cards from that. Then we can possibly go to like, I don't know, Selective Breeding? Not Selective Breeding, sorry. Technicalization by... and by Artillery? Yeah. Well, I mean, we would be drawing a lot of cards, though. And like, if we draw some Fremens, it's not bad. But I don't like the Selective Breeding line right now because... The thing is, if I go to Research Station right now, I would have to trash a card like right now. Right. So selective breeding isn't the play here. So you have 3%. Sorry, we're gonna reveal our fighter to breed. That's 3. Convincing is 7, and then it's gonna be 8. So we have 8 persuasion right now. Okay. Oh, and then we play a dagger. So that's 9. If we were to go and trash. So selective breeding or I don't know. I think I'm gonna just get my artillery and just get machine culture online. Or maybe it was a mistake. Maybe it wasn't. But I don't want to think too much here. 2 specimens here. So that means if we go to if we take a bump on the track, we can actually just end up trashing for the 3rd specimen and then deploy that way. So still suits from Dreadnought from Romber. How are we hitting 11 points here? How are we really doing that? So spy satellites from Romber. Romber gets 0 points on spy satellites, unless he has like a shifting allegiances kind of thing going on. Speaking of shifting allegiances, Elisa has shifting allegiances. She's probably going to try to contest our alliance here. So let's think this through again. Okay, so Bene Gesserit is going to be 8 points. Bene Gesserit's going to be... Yeah, it's going to be 8 points. 8 points, and then the experimentation is going to be 9. Beetle is 10. Where's our last point coming from, though? I guess we could just go to forward space. If we draw into an experimentation here, we can just draw into a forward space. That's nice. So experimentation, sorry. Benny is 8, Beetle is 9, Spicy Slow is 10, Machine Culture is 11, and our 12th point would have to be either from combat or from going to forward space. So Arakeen from Leto. So I guess we'll go to selective breeding here, because nobody has water. Oh no, that's a lie. Lysa has the water. But either way, we're drawing 3 cards. Yeah, either way, we're drawing 3 cards here. So you might as well trash the In the Shadows to get the extra bumps. And then let's play the forward space. Oh, come on. That's the one card we didn't want. That's annoying. Okay. I was thinking any card with persuasion. Literally all of them have persuasion on them. And the ones that don't have persuasion on them, I'm happy with too. Because we get the extra beetle. Or, except for Signaling. And Contaminator. But everything else I've been really happy with. Okay, so I need to find one more persuasion somewhere. If Elisa goes to selective breeding, research station, it's really bad for us. And she's probably gonna be going to research station here, so that is very, very unfortunate for us. Haga Basin. Okay. That's nice. Unnatural reflexes, so she's drawing a lot of cards here. Does she shift? Who knows? Oh, I mean, she's getting a spicy slow here. What is it? What's happening? She's getting a spicy slow, but she's not. That's 10. She's gonna be on 11 from the spicy slow. Where's the 12th, or where's the other points coming from? Oh, from taking my alliance. That's what it is. Okay. Oh, does she have... She has Missionaria, doesn't she? Have she played a Bene Gesserit? She has not played Bene Gesserit yet. So... Okay. Sequence is gone, which isn't a big worry for us. Um, oh, if Elisa wins this combat, that's horrendous for us, actually. Or if she gets second here. I mean, are we ever getting second or first here? We have, what, 3 cards? So we need to draw Fremen in one of these two. In 2 cards. 2 and 7 that we draw Fremen. We also see an intrigue. So Spice and Slow is 8. Beetle is 9. And the thing is, we have to go to Research Station here. We can't do anything else, because otherwise we can't hit the end of the track. Yeah, let's just go to Research Station here. Corner the market. Do we have the 2? I think we do, right? Hey, okay, nice. We drew the 2 Signet Ring. Please, give me the Intimidator. Oh my god, beautiful. Perfectly what we wanted. Well, we actually don't have any troops to deploy, but we'll do that. And then we will... I guess we'll take the Beetle normally. Yeah, we'll take the Beetle. Get to the end of the track. We're on 10 Persuasion, so that's nice. And we have, what, 4, 6 swords. Plus 6. So that's 8. Plus Restricted Ordnance is 12. Plus Blackmail is 17. So we are winning this combat, too. To be noted. So Spice and Slow is going to be... Spice and Slow is 10. This combat is going to be 11. And then Corner of the Market is going to be 12. Okay. Alright, so we might actually be able to pull off this no yellow game. Imperial Basin. Oh, she plays the experimentation to take the alliance from us. Okay. And she has Spice and Slow? Ooh. That is not good. Okay, this combat being this combat is the worst nightmare for us as well. Because and she's on 18 strength as well. Yeah, because she gets a second place reward for a full victory point, and we get the same reward as her for getting first and second, which is horrendous. I would much rather prefer like Grand Vision. At least we could have taken the alliance back. We could have gotten another point here, but yeah, it is unfortunate that we ended up getting there. She also has no intrigues though. She's only on a flat 12, but she has so Spice and Slow for us, and then I guess we will let's make sure we are at the end of the Beetle track. We are, okay. So let's buy these things for troops. Oh, it gives us troops automatically, I see, okay. Alright, so this combat's gonna be 10, and then it's gonna be 11 and 12, yeah. Okay. Wait a second, we might have been saved. Elisa doesn't qualify for any of these points, actually. So, does she have any tech end games here? Shuttle Fleet? No. Okay. Who has Spice and Slows, by the way? One Spice and Slow here. No Spice and Slows there. And then none there. So did we actually just get bailed out from the fact that we have 2 Spice and Slows with Corner of the Market? I think we did. I mean, we get a point from this combat too. We might as well play Blackmail since we lost the alliance already. The game's... There's no way the game isn't ending, right? No. Let's just take the bump down in Fremen. And then let's pass. Whoa, so we actually ended up being happy that it was this combat because of the fact that we get the extra point from getting second place. Wow. Okay. So we ended up winning the game on Corner of the Market and Machine Culture, so that's 3 endgames for us. That puts us up to 12. And this combat puts us up to 10, so that's 13. Yeah. So we actually ended up taking the game down. Wow. Okay. What a great game. What a close game. I mean, it literally just came down to us top decking for the win. And based on that, we've somehow won the no yellow game, or the no yellow challenge. Wow, perfect. Well, that's great. Now we can go on to a different challenge.